Hello again, card community. It's RJ back with another video. If you like my videos, if you've seen enough of them, I hope you continue watching. Please like, subscribe, comment below, all that jazz. So let's get right to it. My random Mike Schmidt collectible today. There was a company back in the late 80s, early 90s called Sports Impressions. I'm not sure if they even still exist. Their biggest thing was ceramics. They did plates, figurines, cups, things like that. They branched into other things too. They actually did some ceramic cards, believe it or not, but that's what they did. So I have here, oh my, the Mike Schmidt plate, large sized. That was, I believe, a 10-inch plate, they say. But I also have the smaller one. Same picture, same design. That's like a 3-inch one. And the mug. I believe that image was used on at least one other different size plate, but I wasn't able to find that one. So, I think they did good stuff if you like plates and collectibles like that. Certainly, this is for my favorite player, so I had to have these kind of things. But that's from Sports Impressions. I'll show you on the big plate so you can see. Sports Impressions, Gold Edition, numbered to 2500. Mine was number 1662. It's not, there's a signature of Mike Schmidt on it. I don't believe that's a real signature because if you look closely, trying to get the glare so you can see, it's actually a sticker. There, you can see the sticker. It's actually a sticker. So I don't know that Mike actually signed that gold text, or they just made a facsimile signature and stuck it on later, but it is not on the plate directly. So my random baseball collectible, and sticking with the Sports Impressions and plate theme, I have here two Mark McGwire plates celebrating his home runs. If you remember back in '97, Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa going for the home run record. I'm sorry, it was 1998. I got my year off. It was 98 that they were doing this because it has the dates down there for when he hit 62 to break Roger Maris's record, and when he hit 70 to end the season, the last one he had. So I got those from a relative. I am not I'm not a huge Mark McGwire fan. I got nothing against the guy. I just don't collect his stuff. But a relative of this who knows I like baseball bought these two for me. I still have them. They still reside on a shelf somewhere. So they're two cool little gifts that I have in my collection. Today's trivia question is an all-star question. During one 4-year span, there were, in fact, 2 All-Star games played. They played one a little earlier in the summer and another one a little later in the summer. The point of the second one was actually that the Players Association was trying to raise money for pensions, old ball players, retired, and that kind of stuff. It was they were raising money for other things. It was for the players to raise money for their unions and all that stuff. I want you to tell me, during what 4-year period were there 2 All-Star games? That's all I'm going to ask of you. And the first person to email me with the correct answer, again, my email will be in the description below, as long as a repeat of the question. First person to answer that, I will send to you this 2013 Blue Sparkle Parallel of Andy Pettitte. Andy Pettitte was a 3-time All-Star. It's probably highly likely that he will be in the Hall of Fame someday. You can say what you want about his numbers. They may not be Hall of Fame worthy. They may be, but because he played for the Yankees, he's going to get a lot of Hall of Fame consideration and will likely get in someday. So if you could be the first person to answer that question, when were there 2 All-Star games in baseball, obviously, I will send you this Andy Pettitte Blue Sparkle card. All right, Today's topic of discussion, I'm not going to highlight anything particular from my collection, so to speak. It's kind of a baseball 101, baseball card 101 for anybody out there who's a little new and you hear different phrases and words bantered around. The one I'm talking about today is error cards, variations, and parallels. So, I mean, we all know what an error card is. An error card is when a company makes a mistake in the printing and they have a choice to leave it go or correct it. Now, there's a lot of examples of when they made a mistake and left it go. Those, when they do that, that's the smart thing to do because the value of that card will not change. If that's the way the card came out, even if there's an error in it, then there's no excitement. The reason the Frank Thomas no name on front is expensive is because they fixed it and put his name on there. It makes sense that they would, but a couple leaked out that don't have his name. I mean, the reason the Billy Ripken FF error card is worth so much is because they fixed it. They fixed it like 4 or 5 different ways. Each one of those has a different price. But an error card is this. When the company produces a card, this is the Jeff Innes Mets. He's on the Mets this year. He's a pitcher from the Mets. Card number 562 out of the 1990 Upper Deck set. And they make an error and they fix it. This is Jeff Innes. This is David West, a different pitcher, a different picture. So they produced the card to start with using David West's picture, realized their mistake, and then re-released the card with Jeff Innes' actual face on it. Now, they must have done this thousands and millions of times. This is in the middle of the height of the junk wax era, so there were millions of cards being produced. These cards hold no significant value, either one. But this is an error card, when they make a mistake and they fix it. This is not a variation, okay? Let me talk about a variation. Variations are a little different. There's 2 types of variations. There's a variation on purpose and a variation that is not necessarily not on purpose, but almost irrelevant. So let's talk about the irrelevant variations. Now, the reason I say this is because what you have out there, being a set collector like I am, there's also what are called master set collectors. A set collector wants every card in the 1990 Upper Deck set. In other words, he wants to have card number 562. And once he has card number 562 of Jeff Innes, whether it's that one or this one, he's happy. A master set collector will not be satisfied until he has both versions, because he wants every card that was ever produced of that set. Here, there are 4 Mike Schmidt cards. They're the 1989 Donruss cards. Now, each one of these, if you look at them, looks exactly the same. You can see no difference in these cards. On the back, if you look at them, you will likely see no difference. Yet it is on the back that Donruss made many variations of its cards during production, and typically that was because of the nature in which cards were released back in the 80s. Still to this day, you have them in normal packs, you've got them in wax packs, fat packs, the hanger boxes and all that, the complete set version. When Donruss did the printing, they did a slight little change every time, and depending upon the set it was in. And let me show you here. If you look in the upper right-hand corner there, you will see a copyright date. It says, let me get in there real close, 1988, Leaf Ink, printed in USA. Also, right below that, it says denotes lead league. But the denotes lead league in the top card has an asterisk before the word denotes and after the word denotes. The one below does not. It has only an asterisk before the denotes. I'm going to show you a different one. Keep this one doubled asterisk. All right, here's the one. You would say this is the same now because look, there's a double asterisk. But the variation in this one goes back to the copyright date, 1988 Leaf Ink. In the top one, it says 1988 Leaf ink with a period at the end after the word ink. On the bottom one, there is no period under the spelling of incorporated, just INC, nothing. And then lastly, we have, let me bring that back, that one back here. This is, both of these are the no period after the word ink variations, one with 2 asterisks, one with 1 asterisk. It seems insane to any normal person, rational person, but to an insane collector like I am, these little variances, these little differences mean they're different cards. And to a master set collector, and I'm not really a master set collector, but I am a master Mike Schmidt collector, these little variances mean I have to have the different cards. I've got to have them. Got to have them. In today's world, we see that what we call variations in the term we use these days, short prints and variations. This is the 2020 D.D. Gregorius. He's the second baseman, shortstop for the Phillies, depending upon what day. He's listed as shortstop right there. And on the back, you'll see he is card number 519. Now, what we've all seen, if you've seen it, if you're a collector today, you understand the concept of short prints, because card number 519 is also Mike Schmidt. This was the short print version. And if you remember today, in this world, in this age we live in, you have the codes down there at the bottom, and those numerical codes at the end, they're different for the DD card and the short print card. That's how you know if you have a short print or not. Plus, if you're looking and you see that the picture is different, you know. So this is a variation as well, but this one's done on purpose. In other words, it's done to make this card more highly collectible than this one. These guys right here, all 4 of these variations, nobody cares. Nobody cares at all, except for me and other insane people like me, whether or not there's a 2 asterisks or not, or a period at the end of ink. Nobody cares. But there's still variations that, insane collectors such as myself look for and crave to find for our overall collection. Then, of course, there's the parallels. A parallel is, in today's world, typically just a card with multiple color variations or something else. This is from 2008. 2008, the Upper Deck Heroes of Baseball set. This card had Mike Schmidt, Ernie Banks, and Frank Robinson on it. This talked a little bit about who they were, a trio of multiple MVP award winners. This is the regular version. This is the black parallel. This parallel is not numbered. It's just a scarcer version than the main one. This is the emerald parallel. The emerald parallel is numbered to 499 now. Then you have the gray parallel, numbered to 399. Then you have the beige parallel, numbered to 299. Then you have the red parallel, numbered to 499. And the blue sapphire parallel, numbered to 199. And then the brown parallel, numbered to 149. That's as far as I have, but there's like 6 different other parallels, each more limited edition. And they're impossible to find sometimes. This is a parallel. It's the same card. If you look on the back, same number, just a different color. And we're all chasing the parallels these days. That's where the money is. To get a 1 of 1 of one of these guys would have been sweet. I have a couple 1 of 1s. I've shown them over the years. But to try and find all the parallels is quite an undertaking. And I think it started back in about 1994 or 5 when Upper Deck did the silver signature version of their sets. I think they were the first ones to do it. Or the Electric Diamond in '94. That might have been the first one. If you remember Electric Diamond cards, they printed the card and then they printed the same one, but with a different style of text for the name and so forth. Or you could even go back to the 1991 Topps set when they had the Desert Storm version, where they put that little gold seal on your upper deck, or not, the Topps 1991 had the Desert Shield version that was sent to the troops, where they put the little gold Desert Shield symbol on the cards and made that a parallel set, so to speak. So that is just my little bit of education for you. The difference between error cards or variations or parallels. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got a little bit out of it. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Don't forget the trivia question to win this Anti-Planet Blue Sparkle card. Again, thanks for watching and take care.